Hello everyone. Today we'll be discussing about vegetative propagation, and in the previous video have told what is asexual reproduction in detail. If you're watching my video for the first time, you can just go and check the link in the description box which I have mentioned below. So now we'll see what is vegetative propagation in general. Okay, in general it is an asexual method of plant reproduction. That means plant reproduce asexually, and that method is called as vegetative propagation. Where it occurs basically at leaves, roots and stem. It How it occurs is it occurs through fragmentation, regeneration of specific vegetative parts of plants. So this is the general concept of vegetative propagation. So in plants, the term vegetative reproduction is used for asexual reproduction. The units of vegetative propagation such as runner, rhizome, tuber, offset, bulb, etc. are all capable of giving rise to new offspring. So which are the capable thing? Runner, rhizome, tuber, offset, bulb. So these are the factors which help in giving rise of new offspring. So these structures are called vegetative propagules. Runner, rhizome, tuber, offset are called vegetative propagules. So now we'll see what is vegetative propagation through roots. Okay, root modification in plants is meant for storage of food material. So root modification occurs just because of storage of food material in underground. That is, underground modifications like tuberous root, fasciculated root, which develop into new plant. Those roots only will develop into new plant. So here we can see the old stem, new shot, bulbs, and swollen root. You can see now. So this is the example for the. Now we'll see what is vegetative propagation through stem. In previous we saw how through roots. Now we'll see through stem. So modification of stem are meant for propagation in addition to storage of food materials. Means with the addition to storage of food materials, there will be modifications in the stem. So during unfavorable conditions, underground stem stores food material and helps in perennation. You can see how it is propagated in this picture. Just to summarize, so what is vegetative propagation through stem? In the sense, when new plants arise from the nodes. Here the plants are arising from the nodes. You can see in the picture, this is where buds are found which grow into new plants. Within the bulb lies the organ for vegetative propagation, such as a central shot that grows into a new plant. Bulbs have a bud surrounded by layers of fleshy leaves. So this is how vegetative propagation through stem occurs. So here there is two examples for vegetative propagation through stem, that is hibiscus and sugarcane grass. So with respect to hibiscus, what to do? We just take a new stem from the hibiscus whole plant and we just plant it separately directly to the mud, and it grows with small leaves, and that will go into a different plant. So now I'll be telling you the classification how vegetative propagation occurs. You can just write it down. Vegetative propagation through roots, vegetative propagation through stem. In vegetative propagation through stem, it has many things. Underground modification of stem, it is rhizome, tuber, bulb, corn. Subaerial modification of stem, runner, offset, stolon and sucker. Aerial modification of stem, and propagation through leaves, artificial vegetative propagation. In that we have stem cuttings, layering, grafting and tissue culture. So in the next slides we'll see all this in detail. So next modification is underground modification of stem. So here it is rhizome. Okay, the first thing is rhizome. Example for rhizome is ginger, turmeric, etc. So ginger, turmeric, everything you can just imagine it is a flattened horizontally growing structure. They don't go vertically, they grow horizontally. So within the soil, that too. It consists of what? It consists of nodes, internodes with the scale leaves. There are nodes, internodes will be present, and with scale leaves are like scaly thing in the nodal region. At the apex, what happens? At the apex of the branch structure, it consists of apical buds which develop into new plant body. So it consists of apical buds which can develop into a new plant body. Rhizome, in the sense, it is a flattened horizontally growing structure food within the soil. It consists of nodes, internodes with the scale leaves in the nodal region. At the apex of the branch structure, it consists of apical buds which can develop into new plant body. So tuber, it is fleshly, swollen, rounded, underground, axillary or adventitious stem branch. Okay, it shows presence of nodes, internodes, but internodes are not very clear. It shows nodes and internodes, but here internodes are not very clear. Nodes bear eyes covered by scale leaves which develop into new plant. So the next one is corn. It is unbranched, fleshly, solid, much condensed, vertically growing structure. Here it is growing vertically. There we saw it was growing horizontally. So it was vertically growing structure with a large apical bud. There are so many apical buds here. It bears numerous adventurous roots and many buds which develop into new plants. We know that buds will develop into new plant, and here there are so many numerous roots and birds also. So example for this is elephant foot and saffron, etc. So bulb, it is a spherical modified shoot having highly reduced disc, okay, disc shaped stem and several freshly scaled leaves growing around it, enclosing terminal bud. Leaf bases bear axillary buds which develop into new plants. Here leaf bases are there, no, that will develop into new plants. That is, vegetative propagation occurs in leaf bases. In onions, concentric layer of fleshly leaves. So here I've shown underground modification of stem, how it happens. Just go through that. So now we'll see B, that is subaerial modification of stem. Here I've shown in the picture that is runner, stolon, sucker and offset. We can see how vegetative propagation is occurring through stem in these kind of plants. Now we'll see what is runner. It is a weak, slender lateral branch that grows horizontally along the soil surface. Each lateral branch consists of nodes and internodes. In the nodal region, it produces new plant body. Example, centella and oxalis. Okay, it is a very weak, slender, it is a very weak thing, and lateral branch that grows, it grows horizontally along the soil surface. Okay, and each lateral branch consists of nodes and internodes. In the nodal region, it produces new plant body. So in offset, what happens is it is a short and thick lateral branch arising from the plants with nodes and internodes. Okay, it arises from plants which has both nodes and internodes. At each node, it produces new plant body having roots and bunch of leaves. Example, pistia. So now we'll see what is stolon. These are weak, slender lateral branches which arise from the lower part of the main axis. Each stolon grows upwards and then bends downwards. Wherever it touches the ground, it produces the new plant body. Example, strawberry. Now we'll see sucker. It develops from the nodes of horizontal or vertical main stem. It is shorter than that of a runner. It grows horizontally within the soil and then grows obliquely to produce the new plant body. Example, chrysanthemum. We can see in ginger and turmeric, it is growing horizontally and it produces the plants like that only. Here what happens? Now we will see what is the aerial modifications of stem. We can just go through the pictures now. Aerial modifications of stem. Phyllocadene, Opuntia, Euphorbia turicale and other cactus stem is modified into fleshly green leaf-like structure called phyllocade. It is meant for preventing loss of water due to transpiration and photosynthesis. In addition to the above process, phyllocades are also meant for vegetative propagation also. They're not only meant for water loss, they also help in vegetative propagation. So the next one is bulbils. So modifications of whole axillary bud into a swollen structure due to the storage of food is called bulbil. What's happening is, due to the storage of food, the whole structure is swollen. Okay, and detachment of bulbil from the parent body. So till now we have seen vegetative propagation through roots, vegetative propagation through stem, in that underground modification of stem, subaerial modification of stem and aerial modification of stem. Now we'll see the propagation through leaves. You can just see in the picture how vegetative propagation occurs through leaves. Now we'll see what is vegetative propagation through leaves. Okay, one example I'll give. So in Bryophyllum, the leaves consist of adventitious buds present at margins in the notches and are called leaf buds. So till now what we know, buds can give rise to new plant body. So here what happens is, each leaf bud develops into a new planting body after the detachment of leaf from the parent plant. So you can see in the picture, once it gets off from the parent plant, it grows into a new plant. Just go through this picture how it is happening and all. The last one is artificial vegetative propagation. Human beings make use of plants for various purposes. For multiplication of plants used or vegetative propagules are used. Artificially, some methods are employed for multiplication of plant. Some of them are stem cuttings, layering. In layering it comes mound layering, air layering, and the third one is grafting. Fourth one is tissue culture. Here it is an example for stem cutting. You just see the picture. They have just cutted the stem from the plant. So stem cutting, it is a process where stem is cut into pieces of different sizes having axillary buds and planted to produce new plant body. In such plants, sexual reproduction may be absent and multiplication is by these methods only. Synthetic hormones may also be applied at the cut end of the stem so that root initiation is enhanced to produce a new plantlet. Now we'll see what is layering. So it has two things, simple layering and mound layering. You can see the pictures here. So before seeing what is simple layering and mound layering, we'll see what is layering. So it is an artificial method in which roots are artificially induced on the stem branches before it is detached from the parent plant body or propagation. After rooting, branches are separated from the parent plants and used for multiplication. What is happening here in the sense, we are artificially inducing roots in the stem before cutting. That's it. So here it is an example for mound layering. Now we'll see what is mound layering. Okay, here the branches are stem branches and these are bent down close to the soil and covered with the soil at some places and allowed to root in places of contact with the soil. This is mound layering. So you can see in the previous slide, in the picture, they have put some branches in the soil and they have covered with the soil and it is rooting. So this is mound layering. Here is an example for air layering. This is how air layering occurs. And this is how grafting occurs. You can see the picture. Now we'll see what is grafting in detail. Okay, it is the process of union of two plants of same species to grow into an individual plant. It is commonly seen in dicots due to the presence of cambium. The plant on which grafting is done is called stalk and the plant part which is inserted on the stalk is called scion. Scion is made to unite with the stalk and later giving rise to new plant body. Different methods of grafting are whip grafting, wedge grafting, crown grafting and approach grafting. So it is the union of two plants of same species to grow into an individual plant. So this is grafting. So now we'll see what is tissue culture. Okay, you can see the picture. I've shown one picture how tissue culture is done. What is tissue culture? Growing or culturing plant tissue in artificial culture medium to produce callus. Callus in the sense mass of undifferentiated tissue, where later which develops into new plants by morphogenesis by hormonal change. So tissue culture is nothing but we are growing a tissue that is in an artificial medium than the normal environment, which later gives rise to new plants. We just do a hormonal treatment and we make it undergo morphogenesis and all. So it is something that we are growing a plant tissue in an artificial medium rather than the physical environment. So till now we know what is vegetative propagation. It is nothing but asexual reproduction in plants. Okay, so how vegetative propagation occurs through stem, vegetative propagation through roots, and underground modification of stem, subaerial modification of stem, aerial modification of stem, and how vegetative propagation occurs through leaves. Artificial vegetative propagation. In artificial vegetative propagation we have stem cuttings, layering, grafting, tissue culture. So thank you.